Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Divine Truth Tarot. So with the success of yesterday's video and all of your amazing comments and feedback, I felt really inspired to do another short reading for you guys tonight, just as a check-in, mainly to the Divine Masculine's energy, but a little check-in with what the feminine has going on. And I think I'll do just a strictly feminine reading tomorrow for you guys. I wonder if you guys are feeling the effects of the 4-4 portal, or if any of you participated in the meditation, the global meditation I did last night. It was at 10:45 p.m. Eastern time. Everybody meditated on their own, from your own homes, obviously, with quarantine. And we envisioned a beautiful, new, bright future with health and happiness for all, and compassion and love, and really that entering of the new world that I keep on speaking about. It was really quite powerful and quite beautiful. I felt a lot of the energies of the collective. I think I'll share some of those energies in a different video with you guys. So if you're new to my channel, please have a look around, and please do subscribe, and make sure you subscribe to receive all notifications as I start to go live more in the future here. And please do like, share, and comment on the video. All of those things are going to help the growth of the channel. I am a newer channel. I just started in January. So all of those things are greatly appreciated. And if you would like a personal reading, or if you would like a true purpose coaching session, I offer twin flame readings, regular readings, true purpose readings, and coaching sessions as well. I've been coaching corporations for 6 years and individuals for the past 3 years. And if you'd like information on that, you can look in the description box below each video and send me an email in the subject line, let me know, and I will get back to you within a day or so. So let's get started, guys, shall we? So I have this beautiful spread, and I'm going to explain what's going on here. I'm actually being guided to start over here. So I pulled some Earth Magic cards. So these cards are the energies of the Divine Masculine. So as you can see, they're being activated by the Divine. They're being activated by these global changes going on. Sorry for the glare. And they are, that to me is divine intervention. They are moving. Wind is activation. It's the air energy. So that could indicate an air sign, but it doesn't have to necessarily. And we also have instinct wolf. The wolf travels, lives, eats, sleeps by instinct. The wolf is a very tuned in animal, tuned in creature, a very intelligent creature. But I always think of wolves in terms of Native Americans and the power that a wolf had to, the power of protection. They protect their clan, they protect their people, if you will. They protect their elders, they protect the children of, is it a wolf? It's not a clan, a wolf pack of the pack. And they're just so tuned into their intuition. So this is the masculines waking up to their own divine intuition, and they're starting to make decisions based on instinct and intuition rather than other people's opinions. And that's really big. So the activation is pushing them to really listen to their intuition. Now over here we have the divine feminine energies. We've got cave, sanctuary, and dawn, new beginnings. So these are very different energies for the feminine, and I'm not surprised because the feminine and the masculine are in different places right now for a reason, a very specific divine purpose and reason, as each start to tap into their own individual mission. So the divine feminine is the one hiding out in her sanctuary right now. She's in hibernation mode, whereas the divine masculine was there for quite some time. The divine feminine has now taken his place in the cave. And I do feel like the divine masculine with that wolf instinct card and the wind activation is starting to emerge and starting to finally make some movement, some forward movement after lots of contemplation. While the feminine is now kind of in that contemplation mode and mood and doing a lot of journaling and meditating and really going within to discover her true gifts and her true purpose. And also I see connecting with ancestors, because you do see hieroglyphics in this cave. So connecting with ancestral, healing of ancestral wounds. Also speaking to ancestors in dream state in the 4D. And then we have dawn, new beginnings. So the divine feminines are really focused on these new beginnings at hand. They're really focused on creating these new beginnings in their life. And as they create these new beginnings in their life creatively, in career-wise, maybe even physical, moving of homes when we're able to do so, obviously, when, the bans are lifted for movement, I do see that a lot of feminines will be moving homes, moving states, potentially moving jobs, creating new jobs, and just in general, really creating a fresh new chapter in their life. So let's move to the energies of union. Now, the first card to pop out was the compassion card, the love card. And there is no twin flame or soulmate card in the Earth Magic deck. This is the twin flame or soulmate card. This is talking about forgiveness, and it's talking about having compassion and meeting in the middle. So there's a meeting in the middle. Both twins are feeling the love and feeling pulled to one another right now. They're really feeling that in the 5D, and they want to bring it into the 3D because the other card we have here is movement. So they want to bring this love into the physical 3D realm. There's a lot of yearning and longing right now going on in the collective. There's a lot of heart chakra openings and healings going on that can be quite uncomfortable, as well as a lot of lower chakra healings, a lot of sacral chakra, creativity, sensuality, sexuality, the way we approach sexuality, the way, in particular, the feminines regard sexuality and own their sexuality, and also the root chakra. Root chakra governs our ability to care for ourselves and the trust that we have in being able to create the new beginnings in the 3D world. And then, of course, the solar plexus chakra, which is all about our personal power. It's the place where we own our personal sun, the place where we shine, the place where we allow ourselves to really be us, and with no apologies and without care or concern for what other people think about the path that we're taking in the life that we're living. So I do feel like there's this forward movement from both twins really wanting to bring each other compassion and really starting to understand the other's point of view. So I'm going to actually bring these cards a little bit lower. I know this is a different format, guys. Forgive me. I do not wish to be on camera. That requires a lot of work right now and putting on pants. So here I am, but I hope you can see the cards clearly. So we've got the divine masculine energies followed by divine feminine energies. So let's begin here. So we have this card that signifies, it's actually the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Swords. And it signifies dark visions in English. This is really the card of nightmares. But what's really interesting about this is we have the devil in reverse next to it. So to me, this signifies the healing of addictions, the healing of those nightmares, and really the healing of the past for the divine masculine. Being able to really come to terms with his past and really being able to forgive himself for choices that he made, actions that he took, things that he said that may not have been in line with his true self and his true soul, and veering off the divine path, and really just neglecting himself, and in doing so neglecting his relationships, neglecting his divine feminine and the bond and union that they share, maybe even trying to deny that. So that brings the divine masculine, when they deny this connection, and they do, that brings them pain and anguish and nightmares and sleepless nights and insomnia and physical illness or dis-ease in the body. And eventually it does catch up to them, because a lot of them have engaged in addictions, which is what this devil card represents, among other things. So a lot of them have engaged in, and I've mentioned this in most of my videos, work addiction. It might be addiction to attention or addiction to notoriety, addiction to money, addiction to possessions and things, addiction to alcohol or drugs. There's, gambling. There's lots of different forms of addiction. It just maybe even addiction to negative thinking or putting oneself down and not being able to rise up into self-worth. These are all forms of addiction. But what's beautiful is the last card to come out here is this beautiful hope at last. We've got the rainbow here. You see the darkness, you see the blurry vision, and then you see the rainbow on the horizons. So this is really beautiful because the Six of Swords here really represents the ability to overcome obstacles, the ability to rise above illusions in the 3D, the ability to rise above our past or rise from the ashes of the past self is what I'm hearing here. Thank you, guides. So rising above the past self, the healing, there's just so much healing and so much hope in this card. And with the travel aspect of this card, I also see the divine masculine through all of this healing that he's doing and these dark nights, these nightmares, this pain that he's experienced, these addictions that he's conquering. He really wants to, he's starting to rather believe and see the hope that the feminine has had all along in this connection. He's questioning the connection less and he's starting to really trust. And he's starting to really do that because he's tapping into his instinct and intuition. And of course, being divinely guided, being pushed to do so, pushed to move, pushed to trust his intuition. And he does want to travel to the feminine. So those of you who are in physical distance from your divine counterpart, which is quite a few twin flames, expect for your masculine to want to come see you in the upcoming months as we're able to do so. I do feel like when the doors open, there's going to be a floodgate of masculines really feeling the deep urge and pull to see their feminine in the 3D. It's not going to be enough just to talk to her or text her. He wants to see her. He wants to have that physical reunion in the 3D. And then the feminine energy here, this is interesting because, this represents spreading your wings. This represents new beginnings. This represents victory and success. And I always see this as like the phoenix rising from the ashes. So rising up also from the cycles of the past that were painful is what I just heard from my guides. Really putting whatever needs to go, whatever needs to be finished and completed, really putting that to rest, I just heard, and really freeing oneself. So the feminines are working on freeing themselves from the shackles, the self-imposed shackles that they've had on themselves, pertaining to past relationships, pertaining to ways in which they were brought up, culture, religion. And we speak about this a lot in terms of the divine masculine, but I'm really feeling this for the divine feminine. It's giving herself permission to really break away. Thank you, Spirit. So breaking away from tradition, breaking away from those things that she thought was right, but that she realized didn't fulfill her. As she does this, she begins to feel lighter. Her spirit feels lighter. Her soul starts to feel joy. And she starts to really understand what it means to be happy, just to be independently happy. And then we've got the Ace of Swords, and you can see the action. You can see the movement in this card. And aces always indicate beginnings, because they come before the two. So any two, whether two of swords, two of pentacles, two of cups, the aces come before the twos. And so it's really the beginning of the journey of that particular, what's the word I'm looking for? Of that particular, I can't think of the word, but you guys know what I mean. And so this card is really all about, you see the lightning striking here. So it's really all about truth and mental clarity. So bringing truth and mental clarity to the situation. And, this is going on globally right now as massive wake-ups, massive awakenings are happening at this time. I'm seeing it in my own circle of friends. Just people are waking up and starting to really realize the truth of what's been withheld from us. And there's so much more to say on that. If you guys are interested, I'm happy to do a separate video for that, because there's a lot I have to say about what's going on globally. in the world, but I wanted to keep these videos just about twin flames. But I would be happy to do that and potentially even do it in a live format so we could have a discussion. So let me know in the comments below if you're interested in that. And so, the feminine is starting to have mental clarity about what she desires, about these new beginnings and the victory and success that she desires independently of her masculine, which is very important because this tells me the feminines, you are finally coming into inner union. Feminines get scared when we feel like we're moving away from our masculine, when we start to feel even apathetic or we feel detached or disconnected from our counterpart, from the union. We get scared. Fear sets in. Well, does that mean he's not my, does that mean, the ego says, does that mean he's not your counterpart? Does that mean, this is a karmic? Does that mean this? Does that mean that? No, it doesn't mean any of those things. If you sink down deeper into the heart and really tell the mind to be quiet and tell the ego to go take a hike, what you'll find is that you're coming into union. And when you can be happy with or without your masculine's physical presence in your life, that's when you know that you're actually so much closer than you think to coming into physical 3D union. It seems counterintuitive, but it's the truth. So the closer you can get to feeling confident and happy and fulfilled on your own, confident, happy, and fulfilled on your own feminine, divine feminine, queen, goddess, empress, high priestess, sorceress, when you can feel that on your own and you say, I want my masculine in my life, but I don't need him. I am complete on my own. I send him love. I would love for him to be by my side, but I know I'm going to be okay. And that's when union happens. That's when you signal to your masculine energetically that it's okay for him to feel like he can walk away from karmic situations in his life. And remember, karmic situations aren't necessarily people. Most masculines have an attachment to some sort of karmic cycle that they're actually releasing at this time. 2020 is all about, astrologically speaking, it's all about detaching and releasing karmic cycles. So, and I just saw 1717 as I was saying that. So that's confirmation and validation that karmic cycles are being released. They're being let go of. But what's happening is the divine feminine, as she steps into her power and her sovereignty, she gives her counterpart permission to do the same. And then they can come together, two sovereign, powerful individuals who come together and are even more powerful together. And that is really a beautiful thing. And that is a divine connection. So the last card we have here is the Four of Pentacles for the feminine. So this is an interesting card because it does talk about money. It does talk about the material world, the pentacles, and this can indicate a little bit of greediness. So this is just kind of a warning is what I'm hearing in this card. A little warning of, feminines, regardless of what your 3D situation is now, your earnings and your money, they're going to increase. You're going to have abundance. This is the card of abundance. And as that happens, as you start to sort out your finances and as you start to increase your income, this is just a warning to kind of make sure that you're saving, not hoarding and not saving out of fear, but make sure that you're just balancing and managing and budgeting your money. But it's also important not to be afraid of money. So at the same time, this message is saying, hey, you've got a lot of stability coming in financially that maybe you can't see right now because of what's going on due to the global circumstances, but that's going to change. So feminines, rock it, enjoy your new beginning. So I would like to come down here and I might move through these rather quickly because I do want to keep this reading short. So we've got some very interesting cards here. Now, these are cards, I asked the masculine for some messages tonight to the feminine. And this is what wanted to come out. So we've got 3 major arcana cards, which again is a pretty nice balance here. I'm sorry, we've actually got 4 major arcana cards. I'm going to explain these cards in a moment, but we do have the universe, saying, hey, I'm here and I am helping the masculine to move things along. So we've got the Hierophant, which in this deck to me, it talks about spiritual knowledge. And if you see, there's a thirst and a hunger for that knowledge. There's a lightning striking, which says to me there's like instant knowledge coming in, instant, I just heard gratification too, which is interesting. But there's the key here. So unlocking the key and finding solutions that where maybe he couldn't see them before. So he's really starting to understand this journey, and he's really starting to understand and respect this connection in ways that he couldn't have before. So this is one of my favorite cards. This is such a, I believe this is the raven, the bird. And this to me, we think of Edgar Allan Poe, but the raven is an incredibly intelligent and very spiritual being of higher wisdom. So there is a bit of higher wisdom and spiritual knowledge really being handed to the masculine, but it's because of his hard work, and it's because he's questioning things where he wouldn't have before, but he's hungry for this knowledge. So he might be researching twin flames, he might be getting readings, he might be meditating more, but I do see that he's really starting to want to understand what this connection is on a deeper level. We've got the Son of Cups, which this is the Wild Unknown Tarot. So in a regular deck of tarot cards, this would be the Page of Cups. So cups, of course, indicating emotion. The page it's an interesting card. It's actually a beautiful meaning. And in this deck, it really talks about a creative or introspective masculine, finding depth and diving deeper. So this is kind of a quieter masculine, a more introverted masculine. So I do feel like they're going within, and I do feel like they're discovering their artistic and creative gifts at this time, because they're forced to slow down and they're starting to remember the things that they love to do, which is really something that they've distracted themselves from doing for so long. So I do see that as being really pivotal to their growth and to their evolution. This is an interesting card. Look, we've got the Three of Swords, the Tower, and the Ten of Wands. So interesting change of energy here from the Hierophant and the Page of Cups. So the Ten of Wands talks about difficulty, blockages, and really feeling burdened. And, this kind of goes along with the anguish, the insomnia, kind of feeling like the nightmares. So there is still some, what they're letting the feminine know is, yes, they're awakening to this connection. They're feeling creative. They're starting to find out what they love. They're finding out who they are again. They're really discovering themselves again and their identity. And at the same time, they want to let you know, feminines, that they're still feeling blocked, but they're using their creativity to unblock themselves. I was just given that message from my guide. So they're using their creativity to unblock themselves. And just know that with the Three of Swords right next to the Tower, what I'm strongly feeling here, the energy, is that for those with a counterpart in a karmic situation, in a karmic relationship in particular, I am feeling that those contracts are ending. They're actually, this Tower card is fire, it's burning. They're being burned to the ground because they never had a solid foundation. They were not founded in honesty and truth and divine partnership and love and loyalty. They were founded on the principles of, I'm doing what I have to do. This is the right thing. This is what society says I have to do. Society mandates it. My religion mandates it. A lot of these relationships, these karmic relationships, they're going to be dissolving between now and 2022 or 2023 is what my guides keep on telling me. So regardless of what you're seeing in the 3D, know that this is what's happening behind the scenes. So the Tower is really bringing things down. It's really burning things down. Like the last remnants is what I just heard of any faulty foundations. The last remnants, because you have to remember, guys, that these masculines that are in karmic situations, the love left the room and the home a long time ago. So what's left here is really obligation for a lot of these masculines. Or maybe it's, because they think it makes them look good, or, they're afraid of what people would say. What for whatever reasons they have for saying, it doesn't really matter, because those are illusions and those are lies that they tell themselves. But not lies, that's the wrong word, but those are just kind of excuses that they give themselves because they feel like they're trapped, and there's a reason they feel like they're trapped. But of course they could change, their mind at any given time. They just don't know that yet, but they're starting to realize that, right? They're starting to have that realization with the Hierophant. And they understand that they're starting to understand that if they continue down this path, that the universe is going to continue to give them tower moments. And they're realizing how uncomfortable those tower moments are, how blocked, they've really been from their intuition. They've been so blocked, and they're starting to open themselves up. And we've got the Hermit here, which is interesting, with the Two of Pentacles. So, I spoke about the feminine being in the sanctuary and kind of a hermit-like or hibernation. The masculines are kind of doing the same thing. So there's a little bit of mirroring going on, but the masculines are in more movement because remember, we have the wind activation card. So the masculines are moving a little bit more than they were, but they're still kind of, they're being illuminated in this hermit stage. And we've got a turtle here. So you might feel like your masculine's moving at a turtle's speed or turtle's pace, and they are, and there's a reason for that. Everything is divinely orchestrated, including the timing of this connection. And then we also have the Two of Pentacles. This is such a beautiful card because can you guys see the infinity symbol, which is indicating twin flames? We've got two pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, so two, union, and then you have this beautiful infinity symbol here. So this is signifying change, and of course with the butterfly, transformation, and the Two of Pentacles really signifying inevitable change. So change that's going to happen regardless of if one can see it yet, if one can feel it or not, or if one believes that it's inevitable that it's going to happen. So this is really speaking to the pentacles, the material world. So speaking to a change of home, I'm hearing a career move. It's speaking to those types of things. So this is not in the mind. This is going to be a physical change. So this could indicate a change of home for some of these masculines as these karmic situations dissolve. Again, you may not see it or believe it in the 3D, but this connection requires us to rely on our intuition, to rely on what we feel, and to drop into the heart space and to really meet your twin on the 5D and really believe and have faith in this connection. So lastly, I want to close out the reading. We've got the Star card in reverse. And so what's really interesting about that is I feel like with the Nine of Cups here, the 9 isn't quite the 10 of Cups, but it's very close, and it's all about feeling like your cups are full, feeling like you've achieved what you want to achieve. You've got stability in your home life, you've got laughter and joy and warmth, and you're with the one that you love. So with the Star card in reverse next to the Nine of Cups, what I really feel here is that the masculine is really missing the feminine. He's missing her presence, and he's going, well, the only thing that's really missing here is my feminine. The only thing that's missing from my Nine of Cups, I've got the Nine of Cups, and the 10th cup to get to that 10 of Cups would be the feminine, because you are the star of his world, the star of his universe, and he does feel your absence. So I'm going to end the reading there, guys. I hope this was helpful and gave you some clarity and peace of mind and peace of heart tonight. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and please share. All of these things greatly help the channel. Again, if you'd like a personal reading, please reach out to me at the email below. Have a beautiful night, guys, and I'll see you soon.